Hello guys, happy Easter. Hope everyone's having a lovely time. So in this art lesson today, I will be showing you how to blow and paint eggs and create a little creature like him. Okay? And you can use that knowledge to also help you make all kinds of other eggs, like this one maybe, which was inspired by my Ghanaian friend. Okay? So that's what I'll show you today. You will need your template sheet if you'd like to use it, which you can download underneath this video, which can help you get the chicks pieces in the right size. You will need your eggs. You will need some paint. Could be poster paint, could be acrylic paint if you have any, or felt tips if you don't have any of those. These Sharpies are brilliant if you happen to have any of those. You will need some glue. You will need a bowl for blowing the eggs into. You will need a paintbrush. You will need some scissors, and you will also need a needle or a pin to make the hole in your egg for when we blow them. Okay, so that's all the things you need. Little chick friends are optional. So step one, guys, is we need to take our egg and we need to get all the egg out of the shell so that we can keep it for a long time and it won't go rotten. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to get our pin, and we are going to hold our egg carefully and carefully make a hole. Try and make it really central in the top, not too big. The top hole can be as small as you can get it, while still make sure you break through the membrane really well, because you're going to need to blow through that later. Then turn the egg around, and again, right in the middle, make another hole. Push it through carefully. Careful you're not gripping the egg too tight, or you might end up with egg all over your hand. And then kind of break away using the pin. Just break the edge of the hole around a little bit, not too much, because otherwise you'll see it when it's finished, and just make the hole a little bit bigger, because that will make it a lot easier to blow the egg out of later. Okay, so your bottom hole should look a bit like that. Okay, now we're ready to blow. So first of all, just wipe away any raw egg from the top, because you don't really want to be eating that, and you don't have to blow too hard, but you're going to have to get some puff. So take a deep breath and give the egg a little shake actually first, because that helps break it up a bit. Look, you can see some of it's dripping out already. And as long as you blow and you don't breathe in, you won't have any egg in your mouth, and you can blow. Makes a horrible squeaky sound, but it's very satisfying. And keep going until you've got all the egg out. I think that's pretty empty now, and you can tell when it's empty because it gets really light. Okay, and look, you can see it's basically scrambled eggs already, so you don't have to waste your egg. Once you've got all the egg out, you can give it a little rinse under the tap, and maybe give it one last little blow, just to make sure there's no egg left inside, and then give it a nice little dry with a tea towel. Make sure there's no residue. And there's your egg ready to be painted. Now we are at this stage. We have our blank canvas. We could do anything we like on here. For instance, last year, for my Ghanaian friend, I made an egg which was covered in all the Ghanaian colours, and I did a repeating pattern. Be very careful not to break them bad. Mr. Lowson dropped it, but it's still okay. And it's good with a pattern like this to make a repeating pattern. Start off simple. So I just started with the white lines going all the way around first, and then I gradually added the different elements. So then I did the triangles. So you might find that you make your design as you go along, but the key is try and make it really symmetrical. Try and have a bit of a spot at the top and a spot at the bottom, and that will help you keep it symmetrical. Yeah, but today we're going to concentrate on making our chick. So it's quite handy if you put your egg into a little, you could have an egg cup, that'd be perfect, or a little glass like this, and then you can start painting. So I've poured my yellow paint out, and I'm going to get a slightly thicker brush, because the smaller one is for the details really. And then first of all, I'm taking inspiration from this little guy. So I'm just going to do him totally yellow all over. and it's quite good if you kind of seal over the hole with the paint. You can kind of seal it over and then you won't be able to see the hole as well. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is cover the whole thing in paint. For the next stage, I've got my template sheet out, which I've printed off. I'm taking more inspiration from this little guy. What colour is his beak? It is bright orange, and so are his feet. So you could either paint this. This time I'm going to show you with a Sharpie, so you can see that you could be doing this with pen or paint. In fact, if you've got felt tips for this bit, it's probably easier. This looks red here, but it is actually orange. So I'm going to very carefully colour this little section. You obviously can take a lot more time than I am. It doesn't matter too much if you go over the lines, as long as you cut it out very carefully. Alright, so that's his beak and legs done, and while I'm here, I'm going to paint his wings too. Or actually, rather, I'm going to use felt tip. I've already cut the wings out, and I'm also going to colour them. Before I stick them on, I'm going to colour them on the other side as well, because you'll be able to see those. I'm just going to show you how I very carefully cut the beak. Again, I'm going to colour the other side as well, but like I was thinking, I might actually colour a little bit on this side in yellow, because then I think it's going to blend in a little bit better when it gets stuck on. Actually, you can change anything you like. You can add any of your own details if you like. So that's now yellow. And then I'm going to add orange to the other side. Careful not to get any on your mum's kitchen table. There we go. Okay guys, so we're at the stage now where I actually did 2 layers of the yellow paint, and actually I gave the paint a bit of a texture. I let it be a bit lumpy, and I let it dry once before I painted it again, and make sure it's really totally dry, so it might take a little while to dry totally in the sunshine. It would be perfect by a window. And then you get a bit of a texture, and then it's going to look a little bit more realistic. So the first thing I'm going to do is pop him back in his little glass. I'm going to put him there so you can see more clearly. And then I'm going to get one of my beaky parts, and I'm just going to fold it along the beaky part, and then that'll be a little space that I can put the glue on. I'm going to bend it round a little bit as well, like that. Just bend it a little bit, make it a rounder shape, and then you can pop it straight on. So, looking at my little chickie for inspiration, where's his beak? Quite near the top of his head. Yeah, he's mainly body. So I'm going to get my paintbrush. I'm going to get a little bit of PVA glue. Paintbrushes, little paintbrushes are perfect for painting, for gluing. I'm going to put some glue along there. Not too much. And then I'm going to pop it on his head, where I imagine his head would be. And kind of, you can lift up the beak and kind of push down the folded part on a bit. And then just push the beak down. You could just have one beak if you like, you're cool. You might choose to just have one little beak. But I'm going to put 2 on. So now I'm going to do the same. I'm going to just fold along the beaky line, bend it a little bit in the middle so it's more curved and it will fit the egg shape. Then add a little bit of glue, and I'm going to put this one, oh no, actually I'm going to put it that way around, because then you won't be able to see the black line as much. Put it that way around, like that. Okay, and you know what I'm going to do? Can you see? You can see a little bit of a black line there. I'm just going to paint over that just so you can't quite see it anymore, because I think that will look nicer. So look, I'm just going to grab my paintbrush again, just going to add a bit of yellow, put it on quite thick. Then when that's dried, that'll have completely disappeared, like that. All right, put it in the shape you want it to be to dry, because it will dry like that. There's my little beak. I could have drawn a little tongue on in the middle there. There's lots of different ways you could do it yourself. Now, next stage, I'm going to add the wings. So, I'm going to grab his little wing here. I'm going to fold along the line. I'm going to fold it that way around, because then when I stick it on, the black line will be on the body and you won't be able to see it. Going to add a bit of glue. Stick it on. I'm going to stick it that side. I want this pointy bit to be on this side of him. And now let's look at Chicky. Where are his wings? Ah, they're quite far back. So I might actually put his wing about there. And the key is, you can also turn it around and just push it there to make sure it's stuck on nicely. And the key is, try and make it symmetrical. So have him symmetrical in his little pot, and then fold the other side. Remember, you can pause this any time if you need a bit more time to be able to do the stages. Yeah, and then that's going to go that side. And obviously we can push his wings in a second, because at the moment he looks like he's trying to fly. So we'll pop him there. And yeah, you might need to just manipulate it a little bit to get it to stick against the side. There we go, that's his wings. Cool. He's starting to look like a chick now, but he's missing a couple of crucial elements. He hasn't got his legs, and he hasn't got his eyes. I'm going to save the eyes for the end. For some reason, I just want to save the eyes for the end, because that's like the bit that gives him life, isn't it? So, I've got my little leg. I'm going to put a little bit of glue. Now, looking at his legs, they're actually on the bottom of him, but we're not going to be able to put them on the bottom, are we? Because he wouldn't be able to stand up on those tiny little paper legs. So, with his legs, I'm just going to stick them like that. So I'm going to whack a little bit of glue on, stick it on about there, I reckon. And I'm going to do the same with the other leg. It's good if you glue it on the side that has the black lines on it, because then you won't be able to see them. Again, a little bit of glue on there, not too much. Stick his little leg on. Oh, dropped his leg. Stick his little leg on. Ah, yeah, he's looking very, very chicky. And I'm going to push his little wings in a bit. Now then, his eyes. This is a really important bit. So I'm going to bring him a bit closer. I'm going to grab, just going to make it so you can see him really well. Grab the black Sharpie. You could use a paintbrush if you like. And looking at his little eyes, he's got beady little eyes, hasn't he? Beady little eyes. Very round, quite close together. A bit like the penguin from Wallace and Gromit. So, I'm going to draw the eyes on. One beady little eye there. My paint's still a tiny bit wet. You guys can leave yours to dry for longer. One beady eye there. And one beady eye there. So this is our finished chick. There he is. He looks like he's been accepted into the little chick community, which is nice to see. I added some glasses, I added a little bit of hair, he's got some nostrils, he's got a little tongue in there now. I also added just a little bit of detail, just to suggest a little bit of feathers on there. Yeah, but you could make any one you like. You could use the PDF sheet to help you. Have fun with it. Just one more thing, guys. I wonder, did anybody spot this on my shelf? This mysterious egg. If you look at it, it's about 20 times bigger than a normal egg. Which, look at the texture of it, which animal or bird do you think may have laid it? And what should I paint on it? So that's your next challenge. Okay, see you next time.